What's more important, better audio or better video? Most of us would assume that it's the video quality that is the most important when it comes to making content, but actually what we want to focus on is better audio. So how can I level up my audio, you ask? It starts with quality audio equipment and making sure that we're using it properly and we're setting it up the right way so we can maximize our audio to tell better stories that serve. Today, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Rode Wireless Go system that we like to use here at 226 Sports. Some of the reasons why we like the Rode Wireless Go system is because it's cost efficient, it's wireless, it can be used in a variety of different ways, and it comes in a really small package. So let's go ahead and take a look at the equipment. So what you have is you're gonna have a receiver and two microphones. And so basically your receiver is where the audio is going into, and then whatever device you're using, whether it's a phone or it's a video camera or it's a professional recorder, and then you have the actual physical microphone itself here. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take this one out of the picture real quick to simplify it. We also have a fur windscreen right here. This is great for when we're using these outdoors. Basically what this does is this connects onto the microphone and allows it to help with wind distortion. So if you're outside and you're trying to capture some good audio, you put this little fur ball on, and this is gonna help the wind distortion. It's not gonna be as noisy. It's gonna protect the microphone and give you cleaner audio. These next two cables, they're called a TRS cable here, and then we have what's called a TRRS cable. The TRRS cable, it's got a great tip. This is what you're gonna use for when you're using your phone. And so if you're gonna be capturing better audio, the TRRS cable is the way to go. I'll show you how to use that in a second. If you're gonna be plugging this into a pro recorder, a handheld recorder, or if you're gonna be plugging it into a video camera, you're gonna wanna use the TRS cable. Let's say that we're gonna go ahead and use this microphone system with a phone, with an Android or with an iPhone. What I would go ahead and do at this point then, so I would need to use the TRRS cable right here, great tip, and then I have to figure out which dongle I would need to use. So with these dongles, there's a lightning cable dongle, and then there is an Android USB-C dongle. So from here, this would be basically my setup for creating better audio with my cell phone, with my iPhone. And so what I would do is I would take this end of the cable right here, my TRS cable, and I would plug it into the receiver. Just like that. And then I'd have my microphone. Now, the microphone could go onto my shirt, just like I'm using here in this video, or I could even hold it like a microphone. So if I wanted to go ahead and if I take this off, I could also go ahead and communicate to you this way as well. So whether you want to hold the microphone in your hand like this, or you want to clip it onto your neck, that is how you would utilize that microphone. And so I'm going to go back to here. Little pro tip real quick when it comes to using the microphone is you want to make sure that your mic is anywhere from 6 to 8 inches from your mouth. And so basically what you do a hang 10. That seems about right. And so you don't want this to be too close, because if it becomes too close to the mic, I'm going to peak and it's going to be garbage. If I have it too far away from my mouth, then I'm not going to also pick up good audio. So you want to kind of have that sweet spot when it comes to the location. Again, the rule of thumb there is 6 to 8 inches. Use that hang 10, use your hand. Okay, so what I would do is I would turn my microphone on, my receiver. I would plug the lightning cable into my phone. I don't have my phone because my phone is being used right now as a second cable or a second camera. Another great tool that is super handy when it comes to the receiver in your phone would be to get like a little tripod with a phone mount that specifically has a cold shoe right here. This cold shoe will allow you to add on different attachments. And so this receiver has a cold shoe adapter to it. So what I could do is I could just slide that on there, have my phone into this mount, and then I would plug in the lightning cable into my phone, okay? And so then the microphone would then go on to me, and I would just begin recording on my native camera, and that audio is gonna go into the camera right away. What you wanna make sure is when you're talking into your mic, so let me give you an example here. Let's go ahead to the above camera here. Right now you can see my meter, and my meter is kind of in that yellow stage right there. I'm peaking and it's yellow. That's okay. What you wanna avoid is when you start to see the red. Once you see red, that means you're peaking, and that is a no-go. That's not gonna sound good at all. When you're doing your audio, just make sure that you're looking for if it's peaking or if it's too low. Again, if it starts to hit yellow just like this, that's a good place to go. So everything looks good there. So you can actually look at the battery right now. So because this is a 2-mic system, I could actually get the secondary mic on right now. So I'm gonna turn the secondary mic on, which is actually the first mic. And you can see the battery levels. If those battery levels are low, how these charge is you just need a USB-C cable that you would plug in here on the side of every single device, whether it's the mic or the receiver. Let's say I want to continue this concept of using my phone as the video source, but then I want to go ahead and have a little bit more of a podcast setup. What I would do is I would go to this setup that we have here. So we have a little desk, table, tripod, mic holder, and then one of my favorite things, which is the Rode Interview Go system. And so basically you take the muff off. If you notice right there, you've got this same cold shoe adapter right here. You're gonna slide your microphone in to that, cover it with the muff, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and put that back. Pro tip, make sure you're 6 to 8 inches away from the mic. If it looks like it's directly towards your mouth in this situation, you actually wouldn't want that. What you wanna do is you wanna drop it more towards your sternum, okay? So right here at your sternum is a good level, that way you don't peak. And this is a great setup. So what I could do is take my receiver, I have my phone, let's say I'm using my phone to do a video podcast, I plug that into my phone, I have the microphone in here, both turned on, and now all of a sudden I look like I'm like a podcaster. And the cool thing about this system is it's remote, and so you can take this anywhere. If you're on the road, if you're in your office, wherever you are, this is a great podcast setup for you to be able to use the Wireless Go system. The other setup I want to show you real quick is if you were to go ahead and use a video camera. And so let's say you decide to get a video camera, and when you want to use the video camera to capture the audio. So we have our video camera here. So this is where things would change a little bit. And so remember, with the video camera, you're actually not gonna need this dongle, and you're not gonna need the TRRS cable. So these are gonna go out. What we're gonna need is that TRS cable. So both ends of the tips are black. I'm gonna plug it into my receiver. There's a cold shoe mount right on top, so I'm gonna plug that in. And then what I wanna do is I wanna find out where the mic input is on my camera. So mic input right here on the side, usually it's a red circle. Don't put it in your headphone jack. I've done that so many times, and then the audio does not go actually into the camera because it's connected from your headphones. So don't do that. So it's into the camera. Again, I turn the receiver on, I turn the mic on, and then whatever I'm basically capturing here is gonna go into the receiver and then into the camera. So if you're gonna use a camera, or if you're gonna use a pro recorder, a little handheld pro recorder, then that's when you need your TRS cable. The last thing that I would say is if you're gonna use a lav. So let's say that you don't wanna go with this setup with the microphone being right here on your neck, and you wanna go a lav setup, you totally can do that. So another thing that we have is we have these smart lavaliers by Rode. Everything audio-wise we use is from Rode because, again, it's cost efficient and it's really high quality. And so what you would do is you would take your lav mic and then you would plug it straight into the microphone, okay? And then you would put this as a pack. You would go put this and clip it on a belt loop, on your pants, and then basically you would take your audio in from your lav. And how I would set that up in this situation, I would drop the cable down, go ahead and clip it on your shirt, clip it into here. Again, you have your receiver. Depending on the device that you're using will determine the different cables that you would use for that. So you turn both of those on, and now you're using a professional lav mic instead of just the Rode. Honestly, that little extra step isn't always necessary. These Rode mics on their own, if you place it in the right position, actually have amazing sound quality. And yeah, if there's anything else that you want me to cover with these, with this audio system, let me know. Thank you so much. Remember, you were created to tell stories that serve.